just thought I'd walk you through a preset that I built on the Helix. This is on the HX Stomp. Of course, it'll work on any of the other Helix units except for HX effects because it does have amp modeling here. So this is a preset designed to go direct into whatever system you're using. I use it a ton when I play solo gigs, and I built it around a rather traditional style of instrument. So this is a floating pickup archtop, big ol' full hollow guitar here, 17-inch lower bout. The pickup is a Kent Armstrong hand-wound PAF style thing. It's a little brighter sounding, and for the purpose of this video, know that I'm recording everything with the tone control full on. So basically at its brightest setting. Know that if you're saying to yourself, like, this sounds too bright, this preset responds just like any other guitar rig would if it's digital or not, with your guitar tone control. So that's one adjustment you can make, and I'll also mention some other adjustments we can make. Settings are going to be shown here on the screen as we go through, so no need to buy anything, but this will be part of my complete preset library if you're interested in picking up a bunch of other sounds here. You can see all these others on the side. So yeah, first thing in the chain, and it's always on, this is the LA Studio Comp. It just kind of softens the sound a little bit, takes some of the peakiness away. If you're someone that has a mounted pickup guitar or a semi-hollow, you've probably got a pickup with a lot more output than this one. So I would suggest taking this gain control here, start at maybe 2 or 2.2, and just go from there. You're not really going to notice the compression. I've got the mix control here at 65%. It's just kind of smoothing out the sound, helping it to sustain just a little bit more. So that's always on. Then we move into an EQ here that by default I have it turned on, but you can bypass it. And the point of this is just to be able to get you two distinctly different sounds. So if you're on the gig and you feel like one sound isn't working, you can just press that button. It's really easy. Now you've got a different sound. So here's with the EQ off. And with the EQ on. That was my DAW clicking for some reason. If you want to mess around with this at all, I wouldn't touch the tilt control. Any brighter, it's going to sound really uncharacteristic. Any darker, it's going to be way too much. Mess with the center frequency here. So raise it or lower it to taste. So that you can bypass if you want with foot switch 1. Then we move into the amp simulation, and I'm using the mail order twin model. So this is supposed to be a replica of like a 60s cheap kind of like Sears amp. I feel like it works really well for this kind of sound. So here's all the settings. You'll definitely want to keep the presence low if you're tuning amps for a jazz guitar sound. And I have a whole video, by the way, if you want to check it out, on these fine controls in the amp simulation here. That can be really useful for really like refining the sound that you're going for and changing the feeling of that amp model. Here's the cab. I'm using a Coles 4038 ribbon mic model, which is a very dark sounding microphone. And one of the secrets here I like to use is use the early reflections. Just kind of gives you a little bit more space to the sound. Doesn't make it sound so dry and direct because, of course, this preset is meant to be plugged direct into a PA system. Then we're moving into a reverb block here, which I have queued up with foot switch 4. So let's see what this sounds like. Quit while I'm ahead. That was a little sloppy. So that's your reverb sound if you wanted it. Moving into the delay block. This is a delay with some chorus or vibrato sound. If you want to, you can switch between them pretty easily on the repeats. And I feel like this is a really great technique to get the delay there. It's going to make you sound larger, but it's not going to be too obvious that there's a delay going on. The chorus really helps the delays blend into the background. It is stereo. Of course, if you're just running mono, just simply start up your HX Stomp or your Helix device with only one output plugged in, and it will automatically sum to mono if you didn't know that. Nice little tip about that. This channel, by the way, I wanted to mention, I have a ton of Helix walkthroughs, tutorials. There's plenty of jazz guitar content, plenty of not jazz guitar content as well. If you're digging this thing, if you're enjoying the video, of course, hit the like button. But if this is interesting to you, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. I do take requests. Send me an email. You can get in contact with me on my website. Let me know what you want to hear, what you want to learn about the Helix. And then lastly, I have a flanger here, which is actually acting a little bit more like a chorus. And this is triggered with foot switch 5. Yeah, just kind of a useful chorus sound in the style of a jazz guitar. So I forget if I mentioned this or not. This preset, of course, I showed you all the settings here, but it is available in my complete preset library. So let me talk about that a little bit. This is great for people who are just getting started with the Helix and they want to kind of jumpstart their preset collection. It's a little bit of everything in there. So it's 85 plus presets, and I say plus because I'm always adding to it. Updates are free. 85 plus presets, and I know that sounds like a lot, but it's been a 2-year project for me. All of these presets are exactly what I used live. They've been tuned live on a professional sound system in the context of a band. I was doing a lot of this when I was working on cruise ships, so I don't even want to count it right now. We've got a couple for acoustic guitar here. There's also 20 acoustic impulse responses included with that preset library. We've got a couple for bass. We have a lot for electric guitar humbuckers, which will work for solid body or semi-hollow electric guitar. We've got a bunch of presets for electric guitar with single coils I've built them on my Tele and my Strat. They're kind of interchangeable, I think. Of course, plenty for jazz guitar sound. There's all the jazz guitar presets plus that one. And I just did a video actually on this cool Boss OC3, which if you're not hip to it, it's what Gilad Hexelman uses to be able to play bass lines and guitar at the same time. There's a lot of jazz guitarists that use that. So check out this video. Maybe I'll link it up there if I remember. And then I've got a ton for violin, and a bunch of other like special effects stuff. So like I'm not saying everything in here is going to be useful to you, but there's a ton of stuff, and my hope is that it's kind of just one low price. You get free updates. Hopefully you can take some of it, throw it in your unit, make some adjustments maybe, or if you've got one of the larger Helix, of course, take the small HX Stomp preset, which is limited to 8 blocks and half the DSP of one of the larger Helix units. Drop it into your larger Helix unit, and now you have plenty of stuff to build upon, add, and customize as you like, and you have, not so many limitations that way. So anyway, if you have any questions, I'm usually pretty good at getting back to people. Comment section is yours, and take care. I'll see you in the next one.